of the Word. The Word is Jesus, the Word is God, the Word is the Holy Spirit. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, the Word was with God. So the Word is God. Yeah. And so James is trying to show us to obey the Word, not just listen. You can listen and not listen. Because so many of us come to church, not just here, and we will sit just like we listening at the Word. We hear the Word. And then you go home and somebody asks you, what did the minister talk about? Or what was Sunday school lesson about? You couldn't tell them anything. I've been there. I've been there. So what James is telling us, that we have got to listen. And besides listen, we've got to do it. And you can't do it if you don't listen. And so the golden text is, be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. It's just what I said. You got to, when you hear the word, you got to listen. So he's letting us know that God is trying to conform us to his image. Because when he made man, we were his image, his character, the characteristics of God, the attributes of God we had. The only one we didn't have was all-knowing, all-seeing, and all-power. Those attributes we don't have. So he's trying to open us up to the pure and true religion by being doers of the word, not just hearers only. So I just started reading the first, James, verse 17th verse. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of light, with whom is no barrenness, neither shadow of turning. Excuse me. Of his own will begetting us with the word of truth, that we should be kind of the first fruits of his creatures. Now, we know that every good gift comes from God, because God does not give any gift that's not good for us. He don't give us things that's not good for us. Now, he won't stop us from getting into something that's not good for us. But he doesn't give it. And he cannot be tempted. And he does not tempt us. When we say, lead us not into temptation, he's not going to lead us into temptation. But if we come upon temptation, we ask him to deliver us from it. And that's your adversary. So, when any gift comes from God, good gift comes from God. And you know, God gives us all a gift. All of us got a gift. But we just have to find out what it is. We ask God, what is our gift? It doesn't have to be preaching. It doesn't have to be teaching Bible class or teaching Sunday school. It's taking care of widows, of the homeless, or like Mother Teller does about the visitors. There's a whole lot of that God has for us. Because it takes all of those gifts to make up the kingdom. And so he gives us all gifts. And he said, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. The Father of lights. God is light. I am the light of the world. And he put his light in us, and that comes from the Holy Spirit. That light, he said, to let it shine in us, that men may see our good works and glorify the Father. So we are light once we accept Jesus into our life and allow him to lead us. Because what Jesus requires is to be humble, to love, and to walk with him. That's what he requires. I think that's in Micah 6:8. But anyway, he is the Father of lights. And when it says lights, it doesn't just mean us. He's the Father of lights that he created. The sun, the moon, the stars, anything that shines, God is the Father of, because he made the creation. He created everything. And turning, the shadow of turning, God does not turn. He has no need to turn, because he sees everything. But the turning comes from the bodies that are in, like the moon and the stars and so forth. The earth turns on its axis. And so that's what calls it the shadow of the moon and the stars and so forth, to have a shadow. Because earth is rotating on its axis. It's daylight here, and it might be nighttime in China. So that's why I say he's the Father of lights, because he is light. Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruit of his creatures. Well, we are the first fruits of his creatures, because he made us. He said, let us make man. And that is the Word and the Holy Spirit. And he said, let us make man. And so he made man. And man was precious to God. And he was over everything, because he could speak. And it was just so many things that God had given him that God had of himself that made man precious to God. And then